is known as $2 Tuesdays at WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, where you can get the hottest handicappers' best bet or daily package for only $2.
Teddy covers. Hello, my friend. It's Tuesday, May 18th, $2 Tuesday, and I'm pumped up, brother. You're listening to Lawrence Presman, Teddy covers. And Teddy, we got a massive show today. A global array of sport. We got Carmine Bianco right off the top. We're talking hockey and EPL. Steve Merril after that. We're looking at a couple of baseball games. Tampa Bay versus Baltimore, and the Brew Crew versus the Royals, and Andy Lang at the end of the show with some prop bets, including one on Lewis Hamilton. Remember him, Teddy?
I do now. It's a name that's a name I won't forget again. And it's a name I clearly should have known to begin with. But, it's one of those things that now that you've seen it and people have made fun of you because you didn't recognize what it was. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton, he's a Formula One driver. Best one out. We'll talk about it. Formula One. Is that it?
Yes. Teddy, what did you learn last night in the wonderful world of sports betting?
Let's talk a little bit about that, because I was interviewed back in February by a reporter. He was doing a story about the San Diego Padres. And the Padres' big offseason moves and what do I expect from San Diego in the betting markets. And in that article, I gave him a quote. I said, I'm hoping the Padres get off to a slow start because I think there'll be money to be made with this team when they start to click into form, in May or June or July. Well, lo and behold, the Padres are coming on like a freight train right now. 6-1 their last 7, 5 wins coming by multi-run margins. Another blowout win last night. The starting staff looks elite. The bullpen is staying fresh. The lineup is clicking. And when teams like the Padres start to click, they can be bet on for extended stretches. They're 25-17 right now. They're basically even money for the year, even though nobody in MLB has a better record, more than 25 wins, or a better record than the White Sox, who are 25-15 right now. But we haven't seen a whole lot of those runs where teams win, 25 out of 30 games. They're 20 out of 25. And Padres are a team that's certainly capable of a run like that. I've got my eye on San Diego right now. That's something I learned. It's also something we'll talk about when it comes to big game breakdown for tonight. What about you, Prez? I got my eye on the Padres last night. What did you learn?
Teddy, we spoke a little bit about it yesterday. We had a couple of hockey games going, 3 hockey games going last night. Boston Bruins game went into overtime. Teddy, these overtime bets, pretty much across the board, plus 320, plus 325 on the Tampa Bay, Florida game tonight. I think you can bet these games to go to overtime blind, man. It's just, so many of these games have gone already and will go. And at plus 325, it's worth a shot. And you know what? You can throw a nice in-game bet in there to actually, like, the team that's down, if they tie it up, it goes into overtime. So you've got a plus 325. If they tie it up, you got a nice in-game opportunity as well. So always good to start a game when holding a nice fat, plus money bet when there's so many in-game opportunities. Other than that, I was pretty much glued to hockey last night. I really didn't watch much baseball. Passed across the board. And the other thing is, and I hope we get to discuss this tomorrow, I am excited about this new NBA playoff format. I know LeBron doesn't like it, but man, tonight's going to be, the next few nights is going to be fun, Teddy.
I think so. Look, they're, after a whole lot of not so meaningful games, the NBA's got win or go home. Type of game all week long. So we would expect the intensity to be there when you look at the point spreads for these contests. And, for everything we got now, every spread out there, 3, 2, 4, 4.5, you're expecting competitive ball games. Should be a lot of fun this week in the NBA.
Yeah.
Strategy, and hopefully there'll be some fine betting opportunities. There's one that I like tonight, Prez. One that I like a lot tonight.
Yeah.
I'm involved in both games, but one is worthy of a step-up size wager. So you can get on board right now over at WagerTalk or sportsmemo.com.
Speaking of a step-up size wager, my friend, I got a 5% play in hockey tonight, and so does one of my best friends in the world, Carmine Bianco. Carmine, you're the $2 Tuesday handicapper tonight over at WagerTalk.com. You've got a 5% play going in hockey. It comes with a whole bunch of extra offers inside. I love the play. Me and you spoke about it in great detail 3 times. So, yeah, presidentially approved. Guys, head over to Wager Talk. Grab Carmine Bianco's $2 Tuesday play. And Carm, thanks for joining us, brother. How are you today?
Always a pleasure to join you and Teddy, especially Teddy, of course. I'm doing great. Listen, I'm happy because NHL is going extremely well. For a good part of the season, I played second and third fiddle to you, who had an amazing NHL season, Brian Leonard and Dave Koken. But I've completely, just heated up at the right time. April was fantastic, 46% ROI for my clients and a 6-2 start to the NHL playoffs, including a 3-0 sweep last night. So I'm excited about the NHL so far and the return of fans. My God, seeing fans in the stands at these games is absolutely phenomenal. It's just electric, and we're going to see the same thing tonight.
Also, Carolina, man, I think there were 12,000 fans. The place was going crazy. I love it. I wish it was happening here, but not only are there no fans in stadiums here, but we're still in a bloody lockdown. Carm, let's get into it, brother. Vegas Golden Knights playing Minnesota. Really great hockey game last 2 nights ago when they played against each other. 1-0 in overtime for Minnesota. Fleury stood on his head. This Minnesota team has had Vegas's number all year, Carm. Do you think that's going to continue, or are the Golden Knights at minus whatever it is, 165, the right way to go in this game?
Yeah, listen, the Wild have been a thorn. You said it. The Wild have been a thorn in the Knights' side all season long. But that game one could have really gone either way. Once these games go to overtime, sometimes it's sort of that puck luck or the bounce goes your way. You know what I mean? Vegas played extremely well. They did what they normally do. They got like 42 shots on goal in that game. This is a team that gets a lot of pucks to the net. And Cam Talbot played extremely well in that game for Minnesota. I think everyone was expecting goals, and we got a tight defensive game from both sides. I think it might revert back to what we expected in game one and didn't get. I think Vegas is going to be, to use almost a soccer term, on the front foot right from the opening puck drop. Vegas is going to be in this game, and the price at 160. If this had gone the other way and Vegas had won that game in overtime, the lines would be reflective of that. Vegas would probably be about minus 180, 185 in this game, and the series price, instead of Vegas being minus 115 to win the series price would probably be at minus 250 to minus 300 for Vegas. So there's a bit of value in both lines, although you're laying juice. The 115 series line, because if Vegas wins, that's gonna go back up to about 170, 180 in Vegas's favor. And the game line, even at 160, 165, this Vegas Golden Knights team has found ways to bounce back off of games where they've been shut out. I expect one of their best games tonight from this team.
Let's talk a little EPL, Premier League Soccer. Chelsea versus Leicester City. Now, it's the second to last game of the season. It's a top 4 matchup between these two with a possible Champions League spot for next season hanging in the balance. And, of course, they just met last weekend in the FA Cup final at Wembley Stadium with Leicester City winning 1-0. What do we expect from the short turnaround rematch between Chelsea and Leicester City in the EPL?
Yeah, Teddy, you said it. These teams met on the weekend at Wembley. 22,000 fans in the stadiums as well, too. Electric, and Chelsea dropped that game 1-0 on an amazing goal in the second half from Leicester City's Tielemans. And this is, the thing with Chelsea is they've dropped off a couple games. They have the Champions League final against Manchester City that'll be played in Portugal this year in 11 days' time. So their manager, who's done a fantastic job with this team, has been rotating players in and out, and with an eye on keeping his regulars healthy and this team injury-free. Unfortunately, those moves haven't worked out, and now they're in a spot where they need to win their last two games, likely to win their last two games, one of which goes today and one on the weekend, in order to get a top four spot and a Champions League spot. Those spots are important, finishing top four, because there is a ton of money tied to that, which allows you to pay these players that they bring in each and every season. So I expect him to put his best 11 out there today, starting from the goalie out, Mendy, Pulisic, who played fantastic when he came on late in that game. He probably should have started. They're going to go for the win here, and Leicester probably are suffering a little. It's an important game to them as well, but they're probably suffering a little FA Cup hangover in winning a title that and a trophy that not many expected them to win. So it's a very short price on Chelsea today at about minus 130, minus 140. But I think we're going to see quite possibly one of their better games that we've seen over the last couple of weeks here from them.
Awesome stuff, Carmine Bianco. Guys, Chelsea is the play. Vegas tonight for Carm, and Vegas as a series bet. Carm's the $2 Tuesday handicapper at WagerTalk. Dude, 46% ROI in NHL in the month of April. Really just perfect timing, Carm. I mean, heating up right as the playoffs start. Kill it tonight, bro. I'll ask what you have to promote, but I've already done it. Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, like 3 plays up, and when you get that $2 play, there's some obviously there's some packages for the NHL, a special for the rest of the NHL playoffs that you can get in there, and this summer's Euro tournament. I've literally been putting notes together for the last 16 months on this tournament, and I will be publishing a preview of that tournament on the WagerTalk site next week. You've got to download it; it's absolutely free. And you can buy my Euro package as well, too, with the $2 play today. I'm giving you guys a special deal on that. And that's pretty much it. Listen, I'm looking forward to a huge tournament and a huge rest of the NHL season. I appreciate you guys having me on today.
Thanks, brother. We'll see you on Puck Time tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. Carm, myself, and Andrew will see you there, brother. Get out of here. Teddy's Big Game Breakdown. Steve Merril, Andy Lang, penalty box segment. There is just so much more to go. We've only started this show.
Have you checked out all the new handicappers at WagerTalk? If not, here's your chance. You can take 50% off your first daily or 3-day all-access purchase at WagerTalk using coupon code TRYWT. Our new roster of experts is 30 deep, covering sports from all around the world, giving you tons of options to choose from. All you have to do to redeem this offer is go to WagerTalk.com, choose a handicapper of your choice, and use coupon code TRYWT at checkout, saving 50% on your first purchase.
It is time for today's big game breakdown. Let's talk a little MLB action for tonight. The Padres and the Rockies. Looking at the WagerTalk live odds screen as we speak, I'm seeing right now San Diego in the minus 220 range, total of 7 for this contest. And Padres are starting to click right now. They really are. 7-1 in their last 8 ball games, including 3 out of 4 in Colorado against the Rockies. The one loss during that span came with Blake Snell on the hill, and Snell has had his fair share of issues so far this season. He was okay in Colorado, 2 runs, 5 hits, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, only 4 innings. He hasn't been able to eat up innings. But it's not like it's a Padres team that's had problems with the bullpen behind him. And this lineup is absolutely clicking right now. When scored 56 runs in their last 8 ball games, 7 more last night. And they're facing a team in Colorado that's 2-15 on the road. They've had more shutout losses on the road than they've had games where they scored 5 or more on the highway. We got Austin Gomber on the hill, and he shut down this Padres team last week at Coors. But in 5 road starts, he's got an ERA approaching 8. He's allowing nearly a base runner and a half per inning. And he's a pitcher who struggles with his command, which is a big issue against a Padres team that drew 26 walks over the weekend against St. Louis. Very patient at the plate. Behind Gomber, the Rockies bullpen is problematic in 2 ways. 1, it's a gas can, and 2, they've been overused. So it's a little bit of a problem for the Rockies tonight when it comes to pitching. And it's a Padres team that's pointing in the right direction right now. Let's lay a run and a half with San Diego here. Get it at basically a pick 'em price, -110 for the Padres on the run line. They've been winning by margins. Again, 6 of the 7 wins during this span have come by multi-run margins. We trust their bullpen a lot more than the Rockies. We trust their lineup a lot more than the Rockies. This is the team worth riding for a game or 2 or maybe more right now. Padres run line. There's your big game breakdown. And please, if you like this, give us a like, give us a follow. We appreciate it very much. The only thing we ask for when you watch right here on WagerTalk Today. Prez, back to you.
Awesome stuff, Teddy covers. Steve Merril joining us. Steve, let's get going. Come on in. Welcome to WagerTalk Today. We love having you on. Might be doing a double this week with us. We'll see what happens. Just really quick, everybody. We normally have Dave Koken on Thursdays. Dave will actually be joining us tomorrow instead of Thursday because we want to talk a little bit of golf. We've got the PGA Championship coming up. We're going to talk a little bit of golf later on in the show, but we'll also talk some golf with Dave tomorrow. Steve, how are you? How are you doing? What's going on? Are you winning? Why did you cut your hair? So many questions. Is that color mauve or burgundy? I'll stop now.
It's funny, Prez. I actually had the black shirt, my go-to black collared shirt, which I hadn't worn for months. I had it in my hands today, and I was like, it's so drab. It's springtime. I got to have some colors. So I pulled out the red instead. The teal blue I've been rocking the last few weeks, but I better mix it up a little bit because people were starting to think I only own 1 or 2 collared shirts. And no, that's not true. I own 3.
I'm taking the over.
Steve, guys, I got to tell you guys something. I don't know if you know about this. So many years ago, Marco D'Angelo, my partner in crime, and he went on a 25-0 baseball run. And I'm telling you, this must have been, could be 10 years ago.
It was 2010, summer of 2020.
2010?
Yeah, I remember it because me and Marco were at different sites at the time, and I was on like a 22-1 run, and he was blowing me away because he was 25-0. It was a beautiful summer.
Yeah. So 11 years ago, Marco went on a 25-0 baseball run, and he talks about it to this day. He talks about it every single time the baseball season starts. He talks about it while eating chicken wings. He talks about it while sleeping. My best run ever is 16-0, Steve.
Yeah, I know my best baseball run was the summer of 2016. I won 19 straight. And what's crazy is it started the day after the NBA Finals ended, to the date. NBA Finals end the next day. I start the first of 19 straight wins. And I always point that out because this is the time of year to get on board. And Teddy, I remember your run at the time. I think you ended up like on a 42-10, and you're playing a lot of overs. You were riding those hot scoring teams, if I recall. And yeah, baseball is a big moneymaker because quite simply, there's as many baseball games as hockey and basketball combined in a regular season. So just think about that, 10 times more than the NFL. And the NBA playoffs, by the way, I think it's the most consistent moneymaker. So this is the time of year to get on board. And what's ironic is so few people get on board now. They always wait, take the summer off. I play football.
Yeah.
We'll build your bankroll now for football. It's a great time to do it.
Well said, Steve. So 19-0 is the best undefeated run of your career. Teddy, do you remember yours?
I don't know. I really don't know, Brett. I have no idea.
The reason I'm asking is Jimmy Adams over at sportsmemo.com has won 17 baseball games in a row. 17. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's worth standing though, but
Jimmy,
I can't stand it being on camera.
Jimmy, I will give you a bonus if you break Marco's 25-0 record.
We can shut up about
Please
it.
break Marco's 25. I am begging you. Just 9 more wins, please. I so badly want someone to break Marco's 25-0 record. Guys, Jimmy's the $2 Tuesday handicapper over at Sports Memo. He's got a 5% baseball play up tonight. All sports combined, 20-1 run. Baseball 17-0. He should literally. I mean, there's 238 people right now listening to this show. There should be 238 $2 sales in the next hour. Now there's 241. We have just made 3 more sales. There is not one single reason why everybody listening to this show, and there'll be at least 2,500 by the time baseball starts. I expect 2,500 sales for Jimmy Adams over at Sports Memo $2 Tuesday. Steve, let's get into it, dude. Tampa Bay minus 150 over and under 8.5. They're playing the Orioles, 7 p.m. Eastern game. How do we bet this one?
Yeah, I heard Teddy's big game breakdown right before this. And, Teddy, like you said, San Diego is hot. They're playing like the team we thought they were. They've won 7 out of 8. They're offensively hot, not a coincidence. Let's look at the Dodgers, a team that's underachieved this season. They've quietly won 6 out of their last 8, and they've won them all by 2 runs or more also. Another team that's heating up offensively. I'm not going to put necessarily Tampa Bay in that class, but they are still the reigning American League champions from last year. And it's a team that definitely underachieved early on as well. They were 19-19 until this current 4-game win streak. And by the way, not a coincidence that they lost the first 2 to the Yankees. We talked about it on the show here last week. I actually used it, on First Pitch last Tuesday, and I used it as a free play video also on WagerTalk TV. I don't use revenge a lot in baseball, but it was a revenge spot for the Yankees. They got the first 2. But Tampa bounced back, won that 3rd game 9-1, and they've been red hot since. 4 straight wins. They've had double-digit hits in 3 of those 4 wins, 7 runs or more in 3 of those 4 wins. And now we get them at a fairly short price, in my opinion, $1.45 on the road against an Orioles team that's lost 4 out of 5 and 7 of their last 9. And the other thing I want to point out in this game, and the reason I wanted to talk about it, 2 right-handed starters on the mound. Nothing crazy about that, right? Well, the Orioles have been much weaker against righties this year. 50 points lower batting average, almost a 1.5 less per 9 innings. I think that's substantial, especially since they faced a lot of right-handed hitters, batting just .211 as a team. So we get everything kind of working for us here. Hotter team, fair price, and an Orioles team that struggles against right-handers. Tampa Bay.
So I want to ask you about the starting pitching matchup here. Patino's a guy who's not going to go more than a couple of innings for Tampa, so it's going to be a largely a bullpen game for the Rays. But then there's the Matt Harvey side of the equation. And Harvey, like every person I talk to, just wants to fade Harvey and fade Harvey and fade Harvey. And yet the Orioles 4-4 in his 8 starts this year. He's coming off a particularly bad outing last time out, but he's been, shall we say, more effective than expected overall. What's your opinion about Matt Harvey for Baltimore? Obviously, he's in the tired retread category. But is there a chance that bettors can make money with this guy this year, or is he just bet against him today, bet against him next time out? He's not going to be in the rotation all that much longer.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, I'd say it's 50-50 whether he makes money or not over the course of the season. But of course, we're picking our spots, so it doesn't really matter big picture. But short picture, first of all, a couple concerns like I always have. They had yesterday off, so maybe that disrupts Tampa's momentum. That's a concern. Yet the bullpen is fully rested, and they have a strong bullpen. So I kind of like the fact they're rested with Patino, because I agree, Teddy, he's gone 4 innings or less every outing this year. But Harvey got lit up. 7 earned runs, 4 innings his last outing. Sometimes you look for a veteran to bounce back, but I'm not sure that's the case here. He gave up 4 and 4 the outing before that. He only went 5 1/4 or 5 2/3 the outing before that. He has less than 4 strikeouts or less in basically 5 of his last 6 outings. I think he doesn't have power anymore. So yeah, I mean, at best we get an average start by him. I think we get a strong outing by the Rays and the bullpen.
Steve Merril, everybody. Steve, before we jump into the next game, you've got a promo. Do you want to give it out or you want me to do it?
We can both do it. I'll give it to you if I don't do it well, but I
At the
think it's
same
pretty
time?
simple. We can't do it at the same time. I think we keep it simple.
Ready?
It's the same promo for you
One.
and Teddy, actually, Prez. No, it's the same one for
Okay,
all
go.
three of us. So I'll do it for all of us. We get 3 months for $5.97. It's the summertime special, but I had to one up everybody else. If you buy mine, you get $50 back in wager bucks. Today only, though. Today only.
If
At
you buy
WagerTalk.com.
mine,
Uh-oh, you're gonna get Johnny
$51.
upset. Okay, I was gonna say, you
Okay,
better run
fine.
that by Johnny first. You know how that works, Prez. You've done that before.
Yeah.
The impromptu
Steve Merril,
specials.
everybody, 3-month all sports special, $597. You can use that special for Teddy and myself, but only Steve will get you that $50 back. Steve, the Brew Crew tonight playing the Royals, minus 190, 7.5 is the total. 8 p.m. game. How we handicapping this one?
Yeah, when I sent this over late last night, there's only a handful of sports books around the world that had a line. It was looking about 190. I thought that was a little pricey, but I wanted to see where it settled. I'm glad to see that it has come down a bit, around the 170 range. I'm even seeing some 160s out there. So Milwaukee, as a road favorite, I do think has some value now. We, of course, can get it down to the run line at a pick-em price, which also works. Woodruff, one of the best pitchers in baseball. I still think the Brewers, if Burns gets healthy, is a sleeper to win the whole thing. If they make the playoffs and Burns is healthy, that Woodruff combination with him is going to be tough for any team in a 5 or 7 game series. But once again, I wanted to talk about the splits between righties and lefties. Kansas City's got a lefty on the mound tonight. Brewers have been about 30 points better, batting average about a half a game run better, half as many strikeouts per 9 innings against lefties. And meanwhile, Kansas City has been a little bit weaker against righties, and the fact they're facing one of the best in the business here in Woodruff, I think they'll be even weaker tonight. And once again, current form favors the road favorite here as well. I know they'd lost 3 straight, but they had a nice little breakout game with 10 runs, 12 hits on Sunday. I think that could be the buy sign here as they take to the road against KC and Cincy. Also, they just played St. Louis, Atlanta. They played some tough teams. Kansas City zigzagged the last 2, but they're still just 2-11 their last 13. I think we get the better team, a team that's due to heat up. We get a hitting matchup here with the lefty-righty, and we get the much better pitcher with Woodruff at what I think is actually a fair price now, the $1.60 range.
So a lot of
ahead,
bettors
Teddy.
look to take a young lefty his first time around the majors, like we're seeing, and I think that may be some of the money that's coming for Kansas City today on Bubik, a guy who, the young lefties tend to attract some betting attention. And it's a Brewers team who, even with the 10-run outburst against Atlanta, nearly blew an 8-0 lead. And prior to that, they'd scored 2 runs or less in 6 of their previous 8 games. So it's not like Milwaukee's hitting. It's not like their bullpen is trustworthy. Does that worry you? And KC's got the young lefty, first trip around the league. Did any of those 3 factors move the needle for you? Or is this a situation that Woodruff's an ace and he keeps winning and the Brewers keep winning for him? No reason not to lay it.
Yeah, it's funny, Teddy. I was actually going to mention the under is a little bit of a hedge as well for those reasons. And it was 8 last night. I'm seeing 7.5s now, but I would still lean under as well. And I think for the reasons you brought up, it gives you a little bit of a hedge because Woodruff's a pretty known quantity. I would be surprised if he doesn't have a strong outing. I think it comes down to can Bubik, pitch well or not. That could be a problem. I still like the Brewers. The under makes sense, though, for those reasons. And I will point out, he actually faced Milwaukee in 2020, I believe. So a lot of these guys have seen him before. They have some notes on him. So it might be a little less of a factor here. And I think just in general, the more a guy pitches through the league during the season, maybe they haven't faced him, but they start to know more about him. So I think that'll be less of a factor going forward.
Steve Merril, guys, I got a note from head office. I messed up. Not abnormal. It happens on occasion, hourly. Jimmy did lose a baseball play. It was interestingly written, Teddy. It says a 17-game MLB streak generated a ton of cash for his clients. I thought that streak was active. He lost 3 days ago. Only one. He's now on a 20-1 streak. You know what? 20-1, although doesn't sound better than 17-0, is actually better than 17-0. So 20-1, Jimmy Adams. Awesome stuff. Next person needs to beat Marco. We need to beat Marco's 25-0 run. Damn it. Steve, get out of here, brother. Teddy, how are we going to beat Marco?
You start with one win. That's how it starts.
There's some deep stuff. Okay, Steve.
The longest journey begins with a single step.
Oh, any more?
But that's how you do it, is you put one foot in front of the other. You win a game, you win another game. That's how those streaks come. It's not like you're like, oh, I feel like I'm going to go on a 25-0 streak like right now. Let's go. It doesn't really work that way.
Steve, anything to promote quick?
Yes, you buy my 3-month for $5.97. You don't have to try to guess when the streak begins because you'll have the next 90 days, every day, every sport, every play, WagerTalk.com. And if you sign up today only, $50 credited back in wager bucks. Steve Merril only, WagerTalk.com.
Awesome stuff. Steve, thanks for joining us. I'll let you know if we need you for the rest sometime this week. You're awesome.
Sounds good.
Teddy, goodbye, Steve. Oh, he's gone. Thank God. We can now talk about him behind his back, Teddy. That's Steve Merril, man. Shows up in a burgundy shirt. Who does that?
Am I wearing a burgundy shirt?
Probably. I'm wearing
it looks
an
red.
orange.
I don't know. I don't know what's burgundy. My colors are like red, blue, orange. It's burgundy, mauve stuff. I don't know what the heck you're talking.
What can I tell you, dude? Are you watching any of the hockey? Like any of it?
No.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh my God. Let's see if Andy Lang is watching hockey. Andy Lang, welcome. Oh, he's not ready yet. What it's probably. Oh, Joe. Well,
They can't hear Joe. They can't hear Joe swearing at you in the background.
Yeah,
But
don't worry,
swearing
everybody.
At Prez
Joe's
in the
swearing
background
at
because
me in
Prez
the
is trying to
ear.
bring in guests before he's ready.
Yeah, well, dude, I see him on the screen. I get so excited. It's freaking Andy freaking Lang, man. Are you kidding me? Andy, what's up, bro?
Yes. I keep pounding this drum. The behind the scenes of Wager Talk is by far the most interesting part. We need to just have Joe mic'd in as part of the show. People need to hear all this stuff. The ratings would go through the roof. I am doing great, guys. I'm on a 1-0 baseball streak, baby. So only need 24 more.
No, you need 25 more. We're not
25
tying
more to beat him.
Marco.
Yes.
We're beating Marco. And just for the record, it's not that I want Marco to not hold that record. Okay, it is. But it's also because I want to see one of our handicappers go on a 26-0 run. I mean, that's legit. Like, when the bar is that high, the awesomeness of watching it, day in and day out, and then eventually get broken, that'll be a lot of fun, Andy. Dude, let's get into it. PGA Championship right around the corner. Starts in a few days. Going to be fun. You got a bet for us. We're going through 3 prop bets. 1 in the PGA. Mark Leishman, Sergio Garcia. Want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's not a. I'm not on a 26-0 run, but I told you guys I'm on a quest to get to 200 units for the golf season. 2 weeks ago, I came on here and I told you guys I was at 88 units. I'm now at 98 units, so I am keeping pace. My goal is 200 units. That would be my big streak. So that would be amazing. Season ends in September, so we're going for 200 units. Yeah, Mark Leishman over Sergio Garcia. So first off, the PGA Championship. This is the second major of the year. This course is going to humble them. You are going to see the best golfers in the world get put to the test. This is a beautiful course. It is right on the East Coast. Lots of wind. This will be probably the toughest course they play all year. And it's been said the back 9 on this course is the toughest 9 holes in golf. So if you want to see some professional golfers get brought to their knees, this is an amazing tournament. And I'm going to take Mark Leishman over Sergio Garcia head-to-head. That's available on all sports books. Sergio, he showed some promise. He finished at the Players in 9th. Then the match play in 5th, but match play, he got gifted some weak opponents who played pretty bad. From then on, it's just been bad news. 3 straight missed cuts. round 2 has been his undoing. He shot 72, 75, and 75 in his last 3 tournaments in the second round, resulting in those missed cuts. And Mark Leishman from Australia loves playing in the wind, and it is going to be 20-mile-an-hour winds at a minimum this week. He loves these adverse conditions, and he's really starting to come alive. He's showing signs that he's on the upswing. Played well at the match play. Then he finished 5th at the Masters. He won with his partner at the Zurich and 21st last weekend at the Byron Nelson. He's on the upswing. Sergio's on the downswing, and I'm going to be fading a lot of guys who are not playing well and not in good form going into a tough course like this. You got to bet on the guys who are playing well. Leishman is playing good. Sergio is not. I'll take Leishman.
So let's talk about a guy who is in fairly good current form. That, of course, being Keegan Bradley, who's ranked number 73rd in a world ranking in the PGA Tour, but he's coming off a performance at Quail Hollow in which he finished in the top 20 despite an ugly double bogey down the stretch that ruined whatever chances he had. You think Keegan Bradley might be a bet-on guy here? You'd like him to finish in the top 40. Tell me about the price tag. Tell me about why you like him in this match.
Old first-round Keegan. That's what he's known in the golf world. Why? Because he plays lights out in round 1. Over the years, he's really fallen apart after round 1. But this year, something is a little bit different. He's finished top 40 in 7 straight tournaments, 7th on tour in round 1 scoring. The takeaway from that is he's putting himself in a really good position to first off make the cut and then go into the weekend with a top 40 position that he's just got to defend. He's added some girth and muscle to his body, and we see that in his driving distance. He's just now gotten over 300 yards on average. That's a career best for him. And he's 25th on tour in greens and regulation. So important at this course. You've got to get the ball on the green and give yourself a chance to make a putt. He's 5th in strokes gained tee to green. That's a huge stat this week. This is a very long course. It's very wide. And I am 5 out of 5 in my last 5 bets betting on Keegan Bradley. So 5-0 streak betting on Keegan Bradley. I love him to finish in the top 40 at even money plus 100.
Man, Andy, you're so awesome at this. And the confidence that you emanate. Oh, I just want to make all your bets. Anyway, dude,
you can do that.
You wanted to talk.
You absolutely can do that. That's why I'm here.
Oh, I do that. I bet all your golf, bro. Listen, let's leave Formula One for a second. Let's just stay with golf. It's a huge tournament. I know you weren't expecting to discuss this, but man, there's really no clear-cut favorite in this one. I mean, we Rory McIlroy plus 1,100 is the favorite to win this tournament at 1,100. Rahm at 14, Thomas at 16, the Canadian Corey Connors at 6,000, Zalatoris 5,500, even DJ 1,800. Firstly, why? I mean, is it the course that makes it so that there's really no clear-cut favorite? And can you give us any one of these guys? Is there any bet here? DJ at 18? Is there anything?
No way. No, DJ hasn't finished in the top 10 since he won the Masters last year. He's bad. What you're seeing is a lot of these favorites just are not playing well. Brooks Koepka, who's a major machine, got the knee injury. He's missed 2 straight cuts, so he's going to be up there, and he's playing terrible. Rahm just had a baby and finished 34th and missed cut 2 of his worst finishes. Why? Because he just had a baby. His schedule's all messed up, and he has the maturity of a teenager on Instagram. Anytime he misses a shot, he throws his clubs, yelling at his caddy, and this course is going to devour these guys. I don't want anything to do with Rahm, who will throw a fit if a ball goes wayward. I'll tell you who I like. I actually like Jordan Spieth. He doesn't drive the ball long, but his short game is so on point. And his problem has been driving in the past, but he's fixed it. And these fairways are very wide. So wayward tee shots that on most courses would go out of bounds or in the rough, they're going to be in the fairway. You're going to be a long ways away. But his approach game is great. His putting is fantastic. Another guy I keep my eye on, Victor Hovland. He's a little bit under the radar. Very, very consistent. 2 top 3 finishes in his last 2 tournaments. And I love his demeanor. Nothing gets to this guy. Always a smile on his face. Very positive. If he misses a shot or hits a bad putt, he laughs it off and moves right on to the next shot. Those are the types of guys that I'm looking at. And it's going to be interesting. I think you're going to see a first-time winner, possibly. And I think it's going to be a guy outside of 25-1. I wouldn't mess with any of the favorites, even Rory.
Nice.
Sure. That's one of the things that that you were talking about when you're like, this is a course that is going to make the good golfers struggle. That means
so good.
We look for long shots. Let's shift focus from the PGA Championship to the Grand Prix of Monaco. We're going all over the globe today. And the auto racer whose name I know now, not Alexander Hamilton, Lewis Hamilton. We like him to win. Tell us why.
So first off, this is the most beautiful racing circuit in the world. They actually race on the streets of Monaco. This is not a track off like outside of the city. They race along the coast, and you see the billionaire yachts. They race through a tunnel. They're racing right next to the beautiful hotels. It is so beautiful to watch. Unfortunately, the race is a little boring. But you, Teddy, you finally know who Lewis Hamilton is. And I have a present for you, Teddy. I would like to give you a present now if I could. Okay. So, okay. So I have this. Do you see that?
Yeah. That's a Franklin.
And
$100 bill.
Wait, I don't know who Lewis Hamilton is. I've never.
You have a $100 bill with your name on it. I'm betting on Lewis Hamilton for you, Teddy. That way you can finally say you cashed a bet on Lewis Hamilton. He's plus 110. The last race at Monaco was in 2019. Hamilton won that. He's won 3 out of 4 races, and Mercedes have so much dominance over Red Bull right now in strategy and horsepower. This is a track that should serve Red Bull well. But Mercedes ran circles around Red Bull. Their backs are completely against the wall. They're struggling to figure out how to compete with these guys. If Hamilton gets on the pole, this is going to be minus 200. So Teddy got a $100 bill with your name on it. Lewis Hamilton at the Grand Prix of Monaco.
I like $100 bills with my name on it. I know who Lewis Hamilton is, and believe you me, I'll be rooting for him this weekend. Free play from Andy Lang. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Andy, man, I guarantee you most of the viewers watching are not only going to buy Jimmy Adams' $2 Tuesday play over Sports Memo. Needed to slide that in there. And Carmine's 5% play over at WagerTalk. They're going to bet that Lewis Hamilton play. Hands up to anybody who's going to bet that Lewis Hamilton play. The chef, my chef in the chat room right now, he's going to bet that Lewis Hamilton play. Dude, we love having you on, man. Thank you, and have an incredible week. I hope every golf ball bounces exactly where you need it to land. What do you got to promote?
Golf is my big thing. I'm on a 7-0 run, all sports. Hit both of my NHL player props. That's right up your alley, Prez. Hit both of those last night. MLB is doing good. We're hitting 66%. But like I said, we are just golf. I really want to hit this 200 unit mark. We have the PGA Championship special. Use the promo code PGA50. It gets you 50% off. This will include all of my bets, all of my props. It'll be updated throughout the tournament. So any daily head-to-heads will be updated. And you get a digital download of 10 of my favorite player profile previews that I typed up, as well as a course overview. That is all included. DFS lineups as well. Anything you need to make money on the PGA Championship, it's in there. PGA 50 gets you 50% off.
Andy, we love having you on, dude. Thank you for joining us. Chef, it's not Louis Hamilton. You're not Teddy. It's Lewis Hamilton. Lewis. He's related to Ricky Ray. Remember old Ricky Ray? Penalty box segment time. Get out of here, guys. Hello, everybody. It's the penalty box segment time. I'd like at some point, I do these free videos on Twitter every single day. Maybe we can just cut the penalty box segment and I don't have to do the same video twice. Anyway, I won my baseball bet tomorrow. Oh, Joe's already buzzing me in the ear. I won my baseball.
You won your baseball bet tomorrow?
Out. Oh, Teddy, man, I'm all flustered. Flustered, man. All I want to do is go and bet Lewis Hamilton. Anyway, I won my baseball bet yesterday on the penalty box segment. I gave out the over in the Chicago White Sox. I didn't even need the other team. I only needed the Chicago White Sox to get that one over. Today, we're going to another baseball game. We got the under in the Detroit Tigers, Seattle Mariners game. So under in that game. I got a couple of more I'm going to give out to you guys. Leafs -1.5 series bet. That is a great bet, guys. That means they need to win 4-2. So if they win in game 6, then they win. Then they win that bet. And I'm putting about 4% of my bankroll on that play, Teddy. So guys, get down on the Leafs -1.5. And my last play starts at 4 p.m. Eastern. It is the Calgary Flames versus the Vancouver Canucks. An absolutely meaningless hockey game. Nobody is going to show up, which means scoring. Take over 6 in that game. I think there were 11 goals or something in the last one. These meaningless games, guys, most of them are going to go over, especially in hockey. So grab the over in Calgary and Vancouver. Teddy, great show. Awesome stuff. Tomorrow we'll have Dave Koken with us and Art DeCesar, and we are looking for Jimmy Adams. We want Jimmy Adams on the show. Jimmy, if you're listening, slack me. We want you on the show. Best of luck, everybody. Kill it tonight. And Teddy, take us home.
Sure. Also want to let you guys know that you can download the entire year's worth of NFL point spreads from my homepage over at WagerTalk.com. Weeks 1 through 18. The Westgate Superbook available. Just download. It's a quick download. Doesn't cost you anything. From my homepage at WagerTalk.com. Great show today. I do want to thank all of our guests, most notably Andy Lang, Steve Merril, and Carmine Bianco. I want to thank Joe Ranieri behind the scenes. I want to thank my co-host, Lawrence Presman, and of course, you out there in viewerland. Thanks for taking time out of your day to hang out with us here on Wager Talk Today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Same time, same channel, 9 a.m. here on the left coast, noon on the east coast. Between now and then, enjoy the games and good luck.
Tuesdays is known as $2 Tuesdays at WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com, where you can get the hottest handicappers, best bet, or daily package for only $2.